The sea, forests, and mountains. We want to protect the rich nature of Japan. Natural habitats are the source of our unique culture, tourism, and way of life. It is our responsibility and mission to protect natural habitats throughout the world and pass them on to the next generation. Japan public and private sectors are working together to lead these environmental endeavors and the ultimate decarbonization of the international aviation sector, together with international society. The Japanese government aims to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. In order to accelerate these efforts, we formulated a basic policy in 2022 for promoting the decarbonization in the aviation sector. We are promoting 6 measures under the policy. Introduction of SAFs. Improvement of flight operations by renovating air navigation service. Introduction of new aircraft environmental technologies. Energy use reduction airport facilities and vehicles. Conversion of airports into renewable energy hubs. Promote efforts towards decarbonization of the aviation sector among aircraft and airport users. Based on these 6 measures, we will work with airlines, airport authorities, and other stakeholders to take on the challenge of decarbonizing the aviation sector.
The lesson we learned from the day of the pandemic is the importance of the opportunity to meet in person. In this connection, sustainable aviation is critically important. To achieve the carbon neutral skies by 2050, we Japan Civil Aviation Bureau will make our best effort to deploy the policies encouraging the production and the usage of sustainable aviation fuel, improving flight operations, and introducing new technologies and equipment into future aircraft.
Japanese airlines are taking on a variety of challenges to realize decarbonization of the aviation sector, such as flight with SAF, fuel-efficient aircraft with a finely textured skin to reduce drag, consideration of timing to release flaps and landing gear when approaching, reverse thrust control after landing, and 1 engine shutdown during taxiing.
ANA has set the midterm goal of replacing 10% of its conventional jet fuel with SAF by 2030. SAF is the key to the challenge of balancing economic growth with reducing carbon emissions. I'm convinced that cross-industry partnership in the private sector and in the words of IATA Director General Willie Walsh, public-private partnerships are essential to advance SAF implementation. I believe that Japan has a great potential to become a SAF exporter in the future, contributing to the growth of aviation in the Asian region and to achieving carbon net zero.
The aviation industry plays an important role as a social infrastructure in the island nation of Japan. Decarbonization of the aviation industry is essential for the sustainability of economy and society. The role and responsibility of airlines in Japan is crucial. In order to achieve carbon neutral by 2050, we will accelerate our efforts through an all-Japan approach by bringing the public and private sectors together.
In Japan, the petroleum industry is taking the lead in developing a project to produce SAF from various feedstocks and technologies, such as domestic used cooking oil, bioethanol, CO2 and H2, in order to expand the supply of SAF. A SAF production plant with a capacity of several tens of thousands of KL is expected to come online in 2025 and will result in a gradual increase in the supply of SAF. The Japanese government is committed to providing strong support to the efforts of these companies to build a system that will ensure a stable supply of SAF.
重要な交通インフラである航空にはエネルギーが大量に使用されています。このエネルギーの低炭素化の取り組みとして量産化、コストダウンを両立したSAFを安定供給することを目指します。商業化に向けては原料、製造、流通など幅広い産業において横断的に協力し取り組んでいく必要があります。石油業界としましても既存インフラを活用し、革新的な脱炭素化技術の開発と社会実装に向けて航空業界、さらには世界の脱炭素化に貢献をしてまいります。
In March 2021, Narita Airport established a Sustainable Narita 2050 medium and long-term targets to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. We plan to utilize the vast ground of our airport to install 180 megawatt solar power plant, the world's largest scale as an airport, by the end of fiscal 2045. In addition, Narita Airport is responsible for more than half of aviation fuel for international flights in Japan, and we have been accepting SAF since October 2020. Narita Airport will keep contributing to decarbonization in the aviation sector as a renewable energy hub, as well as a major supply base of SAF in the future.
Working to decarbonize the aviation sector is an important initiative not only to tackle global warming, but also to maintain and expand the aviation network and revitalize society as a whole. In order to achieve carbon-neutral skies by 2050, Japan will actively take up the challenge of supporting the decarbonization of the international aviation sector. In addition to decarbonization of the aviation sector, we will boldly tackle various issues related to the aviation environment sector, including aircraft noise control, airports, and operations.